Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another Rangers Rundown. I'm your host, as always, Swiz, and no regular host with me. We've had to replace him because after he's paid out on the thirds, they've had a win. He's run away. Nape, I know you're under the weather, mate, so get better, but we know what the real reason is. You didn't want to face the music, so we had to get the guy, the man that led the thirds to victory. Steve-O, welcome, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, poor form from Nape, but he is unwell, so we do hope he's better for Christmas. But we do know the real reason he's not here.
Well, it's the double, mate, because the juniors have had their first loss, hasn't wanted to face the music, so he's sending one of his own players in to give the match report. Ryles, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Thanks for making your debut on the Rangers Rundown, mate.
All good.
This will be good. Good Christmas episode. I should have probably worn my Rangers colours for this one because obviously Christmas and we have Christmas colours, but I've gone the don't be plugging other podcast shirt today just because one of my mates was like getting annoyed that I was plugging other podcasts. So we've gone with that, but it is Christmas time. This is one of two podcasts. You'll get two for the Christmas Boxing Day period, especially handy for those who have got long journeys or and want to bore the family with our Rangers Rundown. No, it's always exciting stuff here. Or the big day, Christmas for every cricketer on Boxing Day. So as you're heading into the G, ready to watch us smash the Poms again, here's something for you guys to listen to. So it should be a good couple of days coming up.
You bet. Yep, definitely. We'll be watching this before we tune into the Boxing Day test. It'll be good watching at 9 o'clock in the morning the podcast, and then we'll get into the test.
I love it, mate.
Hopefully, might last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, well, that is the hope. I know the Barmy Army 11 are playing, I think it's Middle Park. They've got an import, Matty Lloyd's come in to help them out today. And hopefully if some of those guys show some form, they might replace a couple of the English players because they definitely need replacing. I think Benny Duckett's still out on the town, so a little bit of trouble. But, we're loving it as Aussie fans. Maybe not you, Jackie Kearns, but everybody else, we're loving it.
It's true. Poor Jack.
All right. Oh, yeah, poor Jack. Exactly. Before we get into the games, let's get on. We'll have a little bit of chat of what happened over the weekend. I know you guys made an appearance before you ran off to the Hurricanes match, which was good. But we did have the Christmas party. Unfortunately, had weather affected days, so the women's didn't get to play their double header for the T20s. But it was still a great day. Shout out to everyone involved in the committee. Like I know, Mick, the president, vice president, Bobby. There were so many hands. I know. I think Carl was manning the till. The way they did the food was just awesome. To the development squad and Jay for getting up the development versus vets game, even though the weather was bad. It was just super effort. Something I know the club wants to build on with that Sunday game. Hopefully with the women's and then into our development squad and then into the festivities. Oh God, I've butchered that. Don't mind me, but it was awesome. And hopefully, we can have even a larger crowd and the weather's, awesome next year. I know Mick and I have talked about a couple of ideas to even expand it even further, but we'll flick through a couple of these pictures. So kicked off with in the rain there. Thanks to, I think it was Kim Spencer that sent these in. But yeah, development squad versus the vets. A lot of fun. Bit of creative bookkeeping by Jace Boyd, who was doing the scoring on the day. Thank you to Jace. I think Chepper went for about 32, but off his one over, but it was really probably 4 or 5 runs. But that was a bit of fun there. I know I made a golden duck. So well done to Torns for getting me out. Also, well done to Belinda Tawney for getting her son out. That was awesome.
That's brilliant.
To see, brilliant. He is not going to be living that down for knowing Belinda, she'll be reminding about him for all over the Christmas break. So
I think it just answered the age-old question of which Tawney's the best Tawney.
Well, we already knew, but it just proved it too. So that was great. I know Ethan McLean had a crack at me in the car park for stumping him, but stay in your crease, young fella. So no, it was good fun by all, and it's what you want. It'll be a learning curve, I think, for the development squad. They dropped about 15 catches, so something for them to work on. And then we went in the Christmas party. We had Santa there, so some great picks with Santa who came down. Stutz being Stutz. So I think I got another one of Stutzy there. So a bit of a stitch up here of some people, but yeah, this was great. So And it was great. Everyone getting the spirit. Like and I've got a plate of my food, I think, coming up in one of these photos. There was a planking happening. I don't know exactly what was happening there, but I love that. Santa posing and all sorts of things. The great man Spanner, never too old to jump on Santa's lap.
Of course not.
No. So it was great. And Santa was giving out all sorts of gifts. There's Tell. Elle was doing some sort of dance or something, showing a jig. There's my bub, who was tried to take the star of the show. Definitely takes it away from her dad. So
of course,
that's good. That was my plate. And shout out to the food. Like, I absolutely smashed everything I could on there. There was 2 different types of potatoes. They had about 4 or 5 different meats, salads, you name it. And the tables, the way it was set up, it was like they had the round tables. It was like one massive long table, like you're at some Christmas, big family reunion where there's like, for someone who's got like 80 people there, and it's just, it was just massive. So well done for those who actually cooked that much food, because that would have taken ridiculous. Benny Owen, I'm going to get into you this week. It was awesome. He was on last week's podcast as Santa. We appreciate that. But he, just like Tux the week before, watching back yourself on the podcast. So yeah, cop that. Well done to Eliza for sending that one in.
I think it's a tradition now. I'm not sure if we should be watching it next week.
I think you should. I think, and Rolls, you need to snap a photo of your dad at some point watching it back. That's our girls after their first win. As I said, 2-part podcast coming up. Couple of our ladies will feature on the second podcast this week, and I will go into the team of the week now, and then before we obviously go into the match results. But so Sean Tawney this week made 64. Well done to you. Michael Crosby was back in a big way. So nice knock. They've spelt your name wrong, Tater, but we'll fix that up before we post it properly. But Richard Tate moved up to the 5th and dominated. Blakey Smith 39. Nikki Grace got 44. Oscar McInerney just retires from AFL, rolls in and just smokes 48 runs. We were talking about it off air about these dual sportsmen. There's no surprise there that he just gets it done with both the footy and bat and ball. But it was good to have down. Jack Kearns was nearly going to be left out after he complained last week about missing out on selection, and took it to social media as well. Typical English behaviour, but did get in this week, Jack. So well done, mate. Daniel Woodrow, we'll talk a bit more about this when we do our thirds review, but really helped the thirds lead the victory this week. With bat and ball, like it says 1 for 19, but that was off quite a few overs, so very tight bowling. And the juniors, Charlie Bellingham was definitely the star of the show for the young fellas. Did you play in that game, Rolls?
No, I don't think so.
All right, yeah. Well, it must have been the 14s, that one. So well done, Charlie. Benny Owen moving up to the 5th, did a bat and ball, especially with the, I think it was on that Dorset ground where there was obviously, very easy run scoring, and to restrict the batsman like he did. And Wolf, the Wolf man, Jay Paisley, gets it done every week. 4 for 14, absolutely dominated. And then we'll leave the best to last. Our captain, our coach, not only the 57, the 3 for 14, but huge shout out to both him and Michaela. Continues our track record. I think there might be 3 dads now that have all gone out and scored 50 after they've had a birth of a child. So maybe that's the key to making runs. Who would have thought? But congratulations to them on the birth of on Grayson. Hope he's doing well. Did actually make an appearance down the cricket club already. So that was awesome to see. Hopefully it's a future in our juniors. But to both Jack and Michaela, congratulations, and well done to Jack for backing that up with man of the match. It's not easy to do off no sleep, and he showed how good he is.
Yeah, no, definitely he showed that. I think we'll have to watch out in about 9 months' time now after you comment with that. Might be a few 50s going around after that.
Might be a few of the guys go home and say, "Hey, I'm not making a run, honey. Any chance?" And I think after we passed our babies around, Jack, myself, and obviously Mitch and Jess have been down at the club quite a bit. there has been a few people getting a bit clucky with the babies, going, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute. Potentially could have another one of them." But it was great to see. And as I said, it was surprising because there was quite a few people who are regulars down the club on a Thursday night were missing this week for different reasons. We get there's family stuff going on, and people going away and stuff. And we were talking about the fact that event could have easily been over 100 people at Christmas, and I don't know how the kitchen would have cope with that, but there was a lot of food and stuff. So we hope with the better weather next year, potentially jumping castle back for the kids and everything like that. It could be an exciting day.
Yeah, no, definitely. It looked amazing down there. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it down there. We were heading down to Geelong for the big bash that night, but we were down there just for a little bit beforehand, and the room looked great. It all looked set up really well. So well done to everyone who was behind that.
Yeah, no, huge. Well said, mate. All right, let's get into these results. As I was talking you off air, mate, the thirds players, they were making sure this was front of mind. So after the spray, and it was a fair spray by Nath last week, that definitely didn't go unheard. And,
no, it didn't. The mop might have got mentioned. We've got the bucket here that there's no blood in it this week, so it avoided the blood bath that he was talking about. So I think we can get rid of the mop now.
I love it, mate. Yeah, he did say, mate, the bloodbath is on. It's not going to be pretty leading to Christmas. And talk us through it, mate. So obviously they've had a bat first. I gather they must have won the toss and have gone from there.
No, incorrect. I pulled the trigger again and won the toss and had a bowl.
Like all good captains, mate.
Yeah, well, I did it the podcast a few weeks ago when we played Warrenwood in the 2-day. It didn't go so well. I won the toss and sent them in that day, and they made 351. So Nape was living in my head for a little bit, but I thought, the gut told me it was a day to bowl first. We've been bowling really well lately with Noah and Tyson and those boys keeping sides down and in check. So we wanted to have a crack at them first. And again, they just bowled really well. Noah wicket first ball. Their opening partnership really got away from us in that 2-dayer. So for him to come in, get one to jump up a little bit and gouge with the catch again, like that man is in fine catching form at the moment. So Noah bowling a treat. I've been pretty happy with the way I've been bowling of late. This week, probably one of my more disappointing performances with the ball, but the entire team just was up and about with the ball, bowling really well of late, which has been really pleasing to see. And we were able to keep them to a score that we came off thinking, we're a chance here. If we bat well, if we bat to the potential that we know we've got, and we've seen blokes do it in the nets and in juniors in Lockie's case as well, that we're a chance here, and it's a big ground out there down there. So there were plenty of runs out there, and we were able to then go in and have a bat.
Well, before we get onto the batting, mate, we've got the bowling figures here. So as you said, Noah up the top, 1 for 29, 2 maidens, which is probably nearly even sometimes more valuable than the actual wickets in one dayers. And we talked about Daniel Woodrow being player in the team of the week. 1 for 19, but of 6 overs, and again 2 maidens, which are very important in those games. And then chipping in, Tyson's obviously copped a little bit of stick at one point there, but that I think that Love got quite a few, might have got hold of him at one point, but nonetheless, most of the rest of the bowling's been pretty tight. And as you said, you've kept them to a target which you'd probably feel comfortable on that ground having a crack at.
And as said Tyson, I was actually shocked when I came off and was looking at the stats afterwards. I didn't realise he'd gone for that many. His bowling deserved better stats than that. He bowled really well, particularly at the death. I think he's found a good rhythm now, coming in as that first change bowler, and then bowling those death overs as well. He's just found that spot. He created chances. We probably let ourselves down in the field a little bit. Probably could have kept him to under 200, to be honest. But he probably missed 1 or 2 of those little chances there that would have made his figures that little bit better. But as I said, it's been a team bowling effort. We've bowled better in partnerships than we were at the start of the season, which has been really important for us. So bowling first was the option for mine that I thought sets us up, play to your strengths, and we were able to do that.
Yeah, for sure there, mate. It's funny you say that because I've had that chat with many captains, and I've obviously been a captain for a long time. And yeah, sometimes you do come off and you think that bowler's bowled well, and then you actually see their stats and you're like, oh, thought they bowled a lot better than that. But it can be, sometimes stats don't also show the real story. Like we know in cricket how many times the drop catches or misfields happen, and and all of a sudden for that reason they might get an extra boundary that they should have not, or because the person you wanted on strike wasn't actually on strike, and you think, or I know, like we were talking about in the Sixers, there was that one game where there was something like 5 or 6 French cuts to one of our bowlers, and you go off and go, wow, that guy could have had 3 or 4 easily, and all of a sudden they're none for 30 or 3 overs, and you're like, how is that even possible? But it's a funny game, cricket. You bowl well and you don't get rewards, and then hacks like me come on and bowl half trackers and get wickets. It's the way it goes.
Well, that's how Gouch gets all his wickets.
It's right. Gouch and I have learned from the same people over our journey, so it's the way it's done. But yes, we'll move on to the batting. So we're chasing 208 for the victory, and so Gouchy and Tawns have opened up. Talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, listen, it was just a solid batting performance. As I said, we'll talk about Woody in a bit, but it was really good that we did lose a couple early, but everyone sort of looked all right out there and got their starts. And then it was really good. Moss and Mood sort of came in and just steadied the innings up, gave us a platform that we could build from. They were hitting some good shots. The field was set back a little bit, so they couldn't quite pierce it at times, but they stayed in it and they dug it out really well. And then obviously then Woody comes in and just the class that he shows coming back from the twos, just his ability to find the gaps when he needed to find the gaps. And he just constructed an innings, and he was brilliant with Lockie Tawney. I think the two of them, we've spoken a lot throughout the season of sort of game awareness and what we need at certain times and different things. And they were able to do that. And we're sitting on the sidelines thinking, yep, we need this many from this many balls. And we're thinking, gee, it's tricky. It's sort of getting to that 9 runs and over sort of stage, but they just always kept it in check. I think, as you'll see, that the Warrenwood bowling wasn't probably the standard they would have been hoping for as well. They gave us, I think it was 41 extras they gave us as well in there along the way. So they bowled a few wides just that helped just to keep that run rate in check. And then, Woody was able to find the boundaries, and Lockie, with his ability to just run really quick between the wickets and just find singles and turn it over, was just excellent towards the end. And he deserved to be there at the end, Lockie, as well. The two of them did. And then, unfortunately, Lockie went out with only a couple of runs needed, but Nav then, he was out there before the ball was caught, I think. He was that keen and locked into the role he had to do. And he went out there, the field was up, and he just went bang with the first ball for 4 that got us over the line.
Yeah, it was an awesome feeling, especially, so tight. What's that, with 2 balls left? Nothing worse than if it's a dot ball first up or whatever, and those nerves just start to build. But it's like watching Nav bat in the development squad game. He continues to improve. Definitely starting to get better awareness of what his game and different situations is, and obviously finished it off, but really well done there, Lockie Tawney. As you said, Woody, good to see Paul Doherty cop a bit of stick. Did play for the Rangers last year, and our Masters team may have burnt me in a game, so I'm going to get into to Paul there. But he
struggled a little bit. I had to call a no ball on him for off the pitch.
Oh, dirt ball. Oh, shame we can't spin it for opposition, but you're right. Yeah, and the extras is interesting because I think a lot of people forget when they're sort of batting. It's amazing how many times I've seen teams kind of play false shots late in an innings because they think, the run rate's starting to get a bit of ahead of themselves or whatever. Yeah. But when you've got teams who are spraying it around a little bit, especially in one day, is because a lot of the time you'll play down leg side wide and you've got a team who's giving you at least 1 or 2 freebies and over. Sometimes you just got to stick it out and go, okay, if we bat there to the end, we might get an extra 10, 15 runs here just from extras. So it's actually, we're not chasing, 40 off 20 balls or 30 balls or, whatever. And it might actually only be 30 off that many because, the pressure starts going on the field. and the bowlers in particular. So yeah, there's many occasions we've seen that, and that's obviously the boys stuck around and they've given us those freebies. And then when they've tried to correct their errors, they've obviously pounced on those balls.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, they came at a good time for us. You know, there was at least two that I can recall, possibly three wides that ended up going to the boundary as well. So that just gives you a bit of a leg up there, and sort of turns the 10 that you might want off and over or need off and over, turns it into only 5 off the bat, which very manageable, particularly when you've got Woody and Lockie in there who are just seeing it well and doing their job. But it was just a really good team performance. Everyone was up and about afterwards. There were 12 of us down there, and it was just brilliant. The end of the game, the celebrations, was just fantastic. So
I love
great
it,
way
mate.
to end the calendar year of cricket for us.
For sure, mate. And obviously, you go in that and the boys sort of refresh and go, okay, well, we know we can get it done against a quality opposition. You know, again, Ainsley Park, who it was a close game, and that one just before Christmas, you get another opportunity against them. So, you know, a couple of things go right in that game, and yeah, it does give you the opportunity to go. And you know, the fact that Warren would have the chance to potentially push for top spot, and you know, you've at least put a dent in what is a very good opposition. And now, like in Ainsley Park, who are still struggling, I won the couple of games and one of them was against us. So, the boys can sort of now think, well, you know, if we can beat Warren Wood and put it together, there's no reasons why we can't come out and do it again. And I think, do you have St. Yeah, you do have St. Andrews once again as well. So there is an opportunity to at least, maybe get on a roll there. So, no, awesome, mate.
Definitely. And I think the last few weeks, I've noticed as well, just the feel out there that sides have just taken us a little bit lightly, sort of experimenting a little bit. I think Warrenwood did a little bit of that with their bowling, just experimenting with some youngsters and doing that. And I think the week before as well with their batting lineup. And so I think there's a chance there. And I think the sides will look at that now and think, hey, we've actually got to go and play some proper cricket against them.
Yeah, for sure, mate. And yeah, which will benefit obviously our team. And so you have that balance of the younger guys and the older guys, but especially for those younger guys, you want people bringing in their best cricket, so we learn and get better. And sometimes you have seasons which can be a bit of a struggle, especially early, but as you kind of build together and you start getting that continuity through your squad and learn how everyone plays, you can obviously then those results will come and they'll turn, and that's what started to happen.
Definitely. And I think, as we've sort of said all along, that we think a lot of our guys, where they're just one innings away or one good bowling performance away from finding that confidence. So for Lockie to do what he did is amazing. For all the boys, for Moods to come out and do the job that he did, everyone sort of did their role and found their spot. So it was really good. And then seeing guys like Owen and those boys down there on Sunday, just having heaps of fun doing it as well. And it was a more relaxed feeling on the Sunday, obviously, naturally, but having that win the day before just helped that. So just all of it combined just makes for a positive second half of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Rolls, it's your time to shine, mate. Under 12s, first time we didn't get it done. So what happened with the? Do we bat first or do we bowl first?
So playing Cherney, they won the toss and we batted first, and we were going at 12 and over for a bit, but then Cherney just got a couple of wickets. They had Oscar, and then getting Ryan and Zave out definitely didn't help. And our run rate just slowed down a bit, and then just got harder to make runs as it went on.
Yeah, I can see up there at the top, mate. So you got Xavier's gone 29 off 11, and Larson's 21 off 12. Ryan's 27 off 17. So some of those strike rates are ridiculous, and it looks like it's been left to you, mate, as the wickets have fallen, to just try to stick around because nobody was willing to stick around with you.
Yeah, it was hard just out there because I was at none off 14 at some stage, and Dad and Mum were just saying they were just thinking I need to get on with it. And then I hit 1-4 and I was like, there you go, there's something.
Well, it's good, but as you said, you get on with it, but at the same time, it's you normally play 23 overs, and you've been bowled out in 15. So just needed one person to stick around in that bottom order because, as you said, we were flying. We were 3 for 104, and then we've lost 7 for 8. And I'm gathering you probably got most of those runs too. So it's it would have been tough, but at least a good for you, mate. A little nod out there. Keep up with your form, but so the team has been bowled out for 112, which I think that's the first time that's happened this year. And then with the ball mate, they seem to have got a few retirements.
Yeah, Pavan there at the top of the order, he's retired pretty much every week since I got him out in round 2. That was good. Bowling to a total of only 112. It's not easy to do, especially since the boundary's not very big at Journey. We just needed to keep their run rate down a bit, but they were just getting runs and runs and runs, and we couldn't stop them.
Yeah, it looks like that way, mate. It's somebody stitched you up and given you a few wides there on your bowling, but if you're not
I
taking
was there, no one stitched him up.
Trying to look after the young fella there, mate. But it's like outside of Oscar, it's always going to be hard if nobody else is chipping in for wickets. Any drop catches, mate, or was it just the fact they batted too good for us?
They just batted too well. I don't think there was a dropped catch, but it was just a hard game. And Cherney are a quality team, and they'll definitely get better. So I don't think we play them again though.
No, you don't. So you've got East Ringwood twice, Kilsyth and London.
It's the third time they'd played Cherney for the season. So
okay.
I think you can be done with them for a while now.
Yeah, well, Cherney aren't even in the top 4 at the moment. You've got a couple of interesting games because when Nathan and I talked about this, you guys are that far ahead on the ladder. You could nearly pack up now and still rock up for finals, but at the same time, you want to stay informed because you do have to play Kilsyth and East Ringwood on the run home. There'll be probably teams that you'll be playing in finals.
Yeah. Well, Nathan actually said at training, because he's not there, if we lose, we know who to blame, and we can't really blame David for this. We
it is all
ourselves to blame.
Can we throw Painey under the bus though?
Maybe.
Don't think so.
All right. Next time Painey's coach, we'll get the mop out for the under 12s. It might be not that bad.
Not that bad. I like that nonetheless, mate. All right, we'll move on to our other under 12 side. So we've got the under 12 twos. I think they played. Now, I've been stitched up with this before with them not playing when we've been playing in the ones, but no, they did play this week. Another close game. It seems to be a bit of the case with our guys. Are so close, but just so far. So played Templeton. We've batted first. Georgia Stutzel opened the batting and made 11 not out. So it was good to see. There's quite a few retirements, which is good to see. The guys are batting out their 15 balls. And kind of what we want. Ranesh at the end, again, 13 not out off 15. Had our boy Patrick Kleeman go. Paddy got 1. So we've made 82 off our 23 overs. And then in return, Templeton have passed us 5 down. Top order have got some. And with the wickets, a bit shared there with the bowlers coming on later on. But, another solid performance by the guys. And it's just unfortunately just needed a few more runs on the board. But going into Christmas, where are we sitting there? We've moved up a little bit. We're into 8th spot. So, kind of nearly a little development squad in the development squad. Yeah. So, the 12, they're pushing. And I think for the just week by week, I know talking to Mitchie Kleeman, they're getting better. They're working hard at training. Yeah. So, big future for those young fellas.
Ryley played a bit with a lot of those kids last season, didn't you?
Yeah.
And they have a good time. They have their fun out there, and there's some good cricketers out there that a bit more development into them, and signs are good moving forward. I know the 12s next year will look a bit different with quite a few of the side that Ryley's in now moving up to the 14s on a permanent basis. So it looks good for the 12s.
Yep, I love that, mate. All right, the under 14s who have been absolutely flying this year, and nothing was different on the weekend. Played Wandon, 5 for 163. One a bit closer this time, 152, because I think that was the team we might have flawed by 200 or 300 runs recently. But one day game, Ethan McLean up the top's got 31, not out. Paul Collins made it up. Charlie, we talked about team of the week, 34, not out, including a 6, which was great. Tyler's got 19, not out, continuing his great form. Elliot, 22. So we've put up 163 off our 25 overs. Interesting that Lockie Tawney didn't bat either. So, they were still able to put up a competitive total without.
He was saving himself for the afternoon.
He was, mate.
He knew what was coming.
The right decision.
He knew what was coming.
There's a kid named Jed Leckie. Hopefully it's no relation to one of our Leckies from back in the day. But yeah, from a bowling point of view, Lockie's opened the bowling, couple overs, tight bowling there. Same with Oscar. Xavier Payne's come in as well. Doesn't get enough just playing under 12. So comes in and takes 1 for 3 off 2. Charlie Bellingham with his 2 for 9. So yeah, great effort, and did get a little bit tight there. They were managed to get a sort of a run out near the end, but the boys just I think they were saying they felt like it was kind of in control if they started taking some wickets, and that's obviously what's happened down in that middle order. And yeah, another week, another victory for the 14s, which at Christmas, bit like the 12s, they're sitting nicely on the top. Norwood's closed the gap; they're only 4 points behind, but it's always good going in the Christmas period, and things are looking good.
Yeah, no, if you're on top at Christmas, you're in a good position. So you can certainly set yourself up for the second half of the year.
All right, we'll go through some of these men's games now. I'll leave the first for right now. The seconds, about a few of these players as well. So I'll let you recap the seconds. So we're playing Lilydale, and we've batted first down there, mate. You want to run through the scoreboard for me?
Yeah, so they've we were keeping a bit of an eye on this. Obviously, chatting to Paney a fair bit. He was quite keen to bat with Big O, but didn't do that. Opened up with Bing, and they got off to I think a reasonably solid start. But then Paney, unfortunately, found his way back to the sheds, didn't he? Again.
Love it.
We're not going to throw Paney under the bus too many times. He'll get it. He'll get us back for this.
Mate, he got the development squad back on the weekend. Jeez, he was fired up in that game.
He was very fired up in that game. He was ready to put the ball onto the train tracks. So he was very pumped when he headed out there to bat. So he's keen. He's a good fella.
I've never seen someone so keen to try to make 50 in a development against a development squad in a game which really means nothing to your stats.
Yeah. No game means nothing to Paney. Everything there's something on the line in everything. So they got close. Obviously, Oscar came in as well and just made light work of them, going at over 100 strike rate. Like he's watching him in the nets Tuesday and Thursday of last week, and he just looked like he's come down, as you said, from Brisbane, retires from the AFL, and just goes, yep, I'll just slot back into this cricket game nice and easy. So they were able to. What did they get to in the end?
191.
191. Yep.
So that's always going to be a competitive score. And always going to give themselves a chance. Definitely after the last couple of weeks, where I know they'd struggled a bit with the bat, they were keen to make amends for that, and were able to put on a score that was definitely going to be competitive against Lilydale.
Yeah, for sure. And then with the ball, I think things started off quite reasonable. We had 4 for 91.
Yeah.
So they were taking, obviously the wickets is going on, but just unfortunately some late partnerships just kind of really hurt. But they took in nearly the whole innings to chase us down, which you like close games. You just want to be on the right side of them.
Exactly right, and it shows you the side of it. We've obviously in the threes got the right side of it with 3 balls to go, and the twos have had it unfortunately go the other way. So it does go like that sometimes, but they got close. It was definitely, as I said, with the twos and the threes, improved performances from the previous couple of weeks. So definitely take a lot of the positives out of it. I know there was a good feeling back at the club Saturday night when the boys were talking about it, that just how close they got, and some solid performances and bit of confidence going into the post Christmas campaign.
Yeah, that's good. And obviously that bowling lineup's quite a young bowling lineup.
Yeah.
You probably have had a little bit to do with with those boys, and they continue to prove and make strides in that. And as you said, probably a couple of things go your way, and you're on the right side of a victory there.
Definitely, yeah. Those boys they're all working really hard on their bowling, all showing really good signs for the future. I'm not sure how long many of them will still be in the twos for. I know we've spoken about Noah as well, pushing up into the higher grades, and I think a few of those guys, that's where their destiny lies.
Yeah, for sure. So no, it's all good from the seconds, and they'll continue to going where are we sitting, and they're sitting down the lower range, but they're only 2 games behind that fourth, so you never know. If they can string a couple together, can still challenge.
With a few 2 days to come after Christmas as well, and I think we've spoken a little bit about it, that 2 days is probably where our strengths lie as a club in general. So you get a few 2-day results which are worth a couple extra points, and you never know where you can end up.
Yeah, 100%. All right, the fourth 11, we played against East Ringwood. Boys put up a massive total. Obviously, Jason and Sean opening up the batting, and then followed by Nick Grace. It's actually a really good, strong top batting lineup there. Apart from the fact that they're making the runs, but they're getting quite quick as well. So, putting up a total of 207 in just 36 overs. The staff's got 29 out of the first 41, and then nearly 100 put on by the second partnership. The one that we need to pay out, spinning the wheel after Christmas, Stutzy, with the first ball duck, and kind of took it out on the development squad a little bit too. Like
he did indeed.
He was fired up with the ball. So but none of outside of him, it's a really good total to. When you're playing in a 1-day game, puts the opposition straight away on the back foot. When you're playing 36 overs, and you've got to go at a run of ball from the start off, and they've got some quality bowlers in there, and they've taken wickets as it's sort of gone along. So Stutz up the top, 1 for 18 off his 7, 2 maidens again. With James and Lukey Griffin also chipping in, and then Downsy's come in and bowled tight as well. And Sando actually copped a bit of stick this week, but still takes his too far. You got Byron, you got your Rolls, so they've got plenty of options down there in the fourths, and they've been absolutely flying. So anytime you're putting that sort of total on, you're going to be in good stead. After Christmas, they face Warrandyte again, and then Wanturna, which is going to be a big match because both of them are sitting just below us, but we are sitting on top of the ladder by percentage at the moment. So really well done to Tux and the boys. And 2 massive games to set themselves straight after the Christmas break. And if they were to get victories, it puts a gap on the opposition, and you start thinking about home finals and stuff, but got to still take it 1 week at a time. And if they do that, they'll be in a great position.
I was going to say, particularly in that grade where it is quite tight on the table at the moment, and a couple of wins and you're set, couple of losses and you can find yourself well back with the pack. So big couple of games to come after Christmas for them. Tux will have them right though.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the fifth 11. So I was keeping a keen eye on this. I wasn't playing. We'll talk about me in a moment, but so the fifth 11, they were playing on a Norwood, which was down at Dorset, I think. They were playing at the was at Dorset Reserve, so can be a bit of a nice batting track there. So we've obviously batted, mate. You want to run through this card for me?
Yeah, if I can see it. There we go. They've obviously made a score that's been all right. Everyone sort of got starts. As we said, Tater was able to get a decent score going, and just had everyone else around just make contributions that was solid, and that's what it takes in this game is solid contributions from everybody. Mitchy Kleeman making 20, doing his job. Obviously, Tucker getting in there with 24 as well. So just solid contributions right down the line can really help to produce a decent total.
And good to see Telson continuing on with his form. He's since joining the club, I knew him more as a bowler, but he's followed up his 51 with a 21 not out. So one under Tell there as well. And Benny Owen getting a few late ones just to nudge the total up to that 190, which on most grounds, as we talked about before, if you're getting around that one a ball, 200 plus, it's hard to chase. But I think the boys would have been like, as much as I'm a little bit confident, You never know on a ground like that because there is runs available. And then definitely, especially the way Norwood had started off, I think there was maybe a little bit of nerves early on. I think they were one for 121 at one stage. So pressure was definitely on, but then from then on, we looked kind of through the batting card there. It's the bowling card. It's there's a couple of boys that really helped get the job done.
Yeah, Chepper obviously 1 for 11, doesn't go for many. 2 maidens. We won't talk him up too much though.
We'll talk about Chep in a minute. He's like every week you talk about me and that. Well, don't we have a story for Chep this week? But you're going, mate.
I'm glad. And just solid contribution for everyone. Obviously, when you're defending a total where they need to be making almost a run of ball, what have they got in there? Five maidens that they've managed to put in there. So that's going to set the opposition back big time as well. But they were just able to chip away, get the wickets. Obviously, JPay, as we mentioned in the team of the week, a nice little handy 4 for 14 there. Contribution is going to it'll get you in the team of the week each week, won't it?
Yeah, well, for sure. Probably gets embarrassed that he gets in. And he'd be embarrassed. Benny Owen 2 for 17, just making the step up from the 6th captain as well. There in the end. So it's great because he's got some young fellas there for at his disposal. And Callum and Ethan. It would have been hard for Cal bowling on what was probably going to be a postage stamp, but still stuck with it and got a wicket. It's always going to be hard for young leggies, but and Ethan getting 1 for as well. So it was good. That was good to see. As I said, we need to talk about Chepper. Apparently, I've had this confirmed by many people, even the great man himself, may have bowled a ball which bounced 4 times.
Wow.
Then got hit for 4. So that's definitely going to be spin worthy. Is
that 4 spins worthy though? I reckon
it's 4 dirt balls in one, and then be punished by getting smacked for 4 as well in the same ball. And it's quite impressive too, because we had Chipper's figures there where he's barely been hit for the rest of his day. So he's what have you got? 1 for 11, and he's bowled a no ball, which has bounced 4 times.
Jeez, that's impressive. That means the other 28 balls have the other balls have been all right.
28 balls have gone for 6 runs.
We won't talk about that one though. We need to talk about the one that bounces. Nobody talks about the good stuff.
That's right. Ryley, well, that's under 10 stuff, isn't it, mate, where they bounce the ball 4 times?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, the under 10s wouldn't do that.
We'll get Chep down to the under 10s to show him how to do it.
Good. Yeah. we'll run through that. So, no, that's absolutely gold. To shout out to Mitchie Kleeman and that. I think he was actually rushed to hospital with this game as well, or the Ambos came or something.
We were watching the game live at one stage, and it said, I think it came up. Normally, it's got live as the little banner there, and it said injury or something of that description. And we're sitting there going, wondering what that is. And we found out. There was a bit of an incident down there. So hopefully he's all good.
Yeah, I think he was in good spirits when I was messaging him. So trying to recover that bit of a headache out of that. But the fact that I don't know if they actually had a subfielder on or. I gather they must have had 12 down there, obviously with the Sixers not playing, they would have had a spare. So, but nonetheless, it's it's never good when you see one of your teammates being carted off and whatever. But it's good to the boys. It may have been the break that we needed. I don't know exactly when it happened in play, but they've clearly responded and got the job done from that situation. So that was great for them. As I said earlier, made myself unavailable, and I shouldn't be plugging other comps or other teams I've played with. So that's not the point. But need to mention the fact that I was saying this on the weekend, got bowled 3rd ball, never great. Never seen a guy chuck a ball so much. I should actually have talked to maybe got a baseballer on just to sort of go through the action with them, because that was something new. I was nothing worse than, mate, I don't know if you've ever had this, but umpire comes off and goes, I didn't know I was allowed to call someone for chucking, but if I ever was going to do it, that was the moment.
All right.
So that was brilliant. And I was chatting and starting to make Davey Pay proud. I was my run out on the weekend was, I'll talk myself up and go, that was pretty impressive. The old flick, indoor flick, not looking, run off and celebrate before you even take it. So, yeah, now I just got to try to do that for our club.
Of course.
But yeah, no, shout out to my mate who did play 450 games, so that's why I was unavailable this week. It's for a few people that were asking. So, but no, it was great, and it was awesome because got a bit of an opportunity. I was tuning into this game, which we I know I was chatting to Jack and the boys through the week and saying if they can just snag one more before Christmas, it gives them a real chance for a tilt leading into that home run. And they played Lilydale and unreal efforts. A couple early wickets against us, which would have not been great, but Blakey Smith and then Jack Blythe coming off about an hour's sleep has definitely got the job done, 39 and 57. Rory's chipped in with 22 pretty quickly. And then, Jackie Kearns, 46 off just 32 balls. Get him in the English team. Because
I was going to say, what's he doing Boxing Day? He might have a shot in that top order.
100% on that. He could be 4 beers deep and he'd still be better than a couple of those blokes at the moment. So, and Joe, happy birthday to Joe as well. 7 not out. He's been in some good batting form. So 211. Yes. I don't know what's the turn of form. Has it been the Prez going up? Has it been Darcy Carrigan coming back? I know the boys love Caro, but Sticks back in that side. Definitely they've got their mojo back. And very impressive batting, 211, which they would have been quietly confident about. And then with the top of the order of the ball, they were just ripping through. And there's a run out there, Blakey Smith to Miko. I sometimes get stitched up by some of this because somebody doesn't frog box these correct.
Yep.
We'll go. This is clearly the skip warming up. It's on an hour's sleep. The young fella's just been born, coming in and. Let's see. I think was it Blakey doing their thing here.
That's a good effort.
So it is a great warm up here, Jack. Too. It's like
he's ready for it.
Oh, is that all for a dot and they've put it at the wrong time? I'm really annoyed at that. I'm getting over these people pressing this at the wrong time. You've got one job. Oh, that is ridiculous.
You want to see those important ones as well.
You do.
You get some really good ones, and you want to get the moment. And you click on it, and it gives you absolutely nothing. It's nothing more frustrating.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
But it was good delivery, and as we said,
it was a good delivery, great warm up, and we're literally getting nothing. Let's see if Das gets a wicket here because I'm otherwise there's going to be some words to whoever's doing the frog box down. We get a short wicket. Beautiful.
There we go.
Not the wicket we want, but we. So I tried Blake. I tried Mick. I tried to get your run out on, but nothing. Got let down again. But so a great bowling performance. We know obviously we've got a great bowling lineup. Bolts is there's bowled a maiden up there with Joe, not getting the wickets, but just building that pressure on. Caro's come on and taken 2 for 22. Raw's back in the wickets, 2 for 34. James Barr bowling quite tight as well. But the star of the show, Jack Blythe, 3 for 14 off 8 overs. Unplayable at the moment, probably because they're falling asleep with the fact that he takes so long warming up to bowl a ball. But nonetheless, it's a terrific effort by our skip.
Yeah, an excellent effort, and as I said, the side have found their mojo again. The batting's definitely improved over the course of the season, and we've always said, I know when we chat about it down in the threes and that, when we look at them, we saw that they got 211. We're sitting there going, they've got this pretty easy the way that they bowl. They're going to be able to defend scores like that 9 times out of 10 relatively easily.
Yeah, so important because it puts us 5th spot. We know, that no team's going to want us to play as finals, obviously, after winning the flag last year. Ainsley Park first up after Christmas, which is a massive game because, naturally, if we can get the win there, the gap between us and 4th and Ainsley will be nothing. And then they get Norwood after that. So, potentially there, if we can go bang, bang, it puts us right in the mix. It's not even, that fight for then finals. It's, because of how close the ladder is from second downwards, the home final's not even lost with them. So, it's probably going to be a big second half. The boys, get a good old break. and then through come back and hopefully hit their straps, which would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It should be good. We're definitely we're all excited for the second half of the season for all the sides. They'll all have their little goals that they want to tick off. Definitely for the ones, it's to push up the ladder. As I said, Montrose seem to be kicking ahead up on top and trying to reclaim that crown that they lost to us last year. So they're certainly travelling well, but definitely a big opportunity ahead of the ones for sure. And as we said, every other team in there is going to have their goals moving forward as well to finish the season as strongly as possible.
Yeah, and I think it becomes strength in numbers too. If you've got guys like, obviously having Oscar, we don't know how many games he'll play, but there were a few missing on the weekend throughout all the sides. So if we can get some availability with, and have a week where I'm missing, maybe it's only one or two instead of missing, 7 or 8 players. It just strengthens all the sides, and we know that obviously the ones, the twos, if things went right, but at the same time, those seconds players, you can be pushing to try to put pressure on the ones guys because there could be opportunities. And then, the fourths, the fifths are very much in contention as well. So, there's a great chance for, not just because of the juniors, but also our senior men's to play in some finals, coming, what's it, probably 6 weeks, 7 weeks of big cricket ahead.
Yeah, huge 2 weeks. I think we've got 2 1-dayers and then 3 2-dayers to come. So a few weeks of solid cricket ahead of us, and hopefully the results go our way and we can get back down to the club every Saturday night with a few wins. Yeah,
it's fantastic there. And was, on the other podcast that was coming up, which we have actually already recorded, but the women talking about, the fact that they're very much into their T20. Well, they normally play T20s in E grade anyway, but their open T20 competition. It's amazing to think we're sitting in the top 4 for the open, where there's 20 odd teams, but we're obviously bottom of E grade. But they've got an opportunity there with a couple of games after Christmas to push to actually make finals of that competition too. So that's quite exciting. So to have both all 3 facets of our club, men's, women's, and juniors, all fighting for potential finals. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it's been great. Like I said, this is only my 3rd season at the club, and obviously there's been a fair bit of success in those couple of seasons for the ones in particular. But the whole club and just the atmosphere around it's been fantastic. Really good club to join. I know Ryley was keen to come across after my first season there and join it once he'd seen everything that had happened in that year, and he's down there most Saturdays now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Watching it all and socialising and doing his thing. So it's just a good place to be around. Even better when there's a few wins on the board.
Yeah, the mini cricket games, I'm loving watching you guys roll. So after a game, or even on Sunday in the wet, you definitely get into it. And good little social team that you guys have got there.
Yeah, maybe I need to start coming to Dad's game so that they actually win.
That's true.
First game.
It was the first game he hadn't been to all season. I don't think he made an appearance at all. So maybe that's the key to it.
Maybe, mate. Maybe. Well, we've got you on here, mate. So you did bring up it's obviously your 3rd season, and so we have spent a lot of time obviously doing the review and the 3rd review. We can't not have you on, but talk about yourself as well, mate, because that's what we're about here. So how did you actually come across to the Rangers? So when did that as you said 3 years ago, and how did that all come about?
Yeah, I've been playing indoor cricket for a very long time. With a lot of good blokes down there, and new Chepper played him a few times, got to know his attitude, and a few of the other boys down there as well. No, actually, it was grand. It was Stutz that I actually played. He was down at Carnegie playing a season down there, and he got me to go fill in down there one week, and I managed to take 4 for 14 myself in the first game. So got invited back and made a few runs the following match. So played a bit down there, and then he wanted to be a bit closer to home as well. The following season, so said, listen, come down to the Rang and play a bit down there, and that's how it all started. Played in that Freeze Underwits that season where I think we pretty much went undefeated, unfortunately, until the grand final, which we shall not mention. And that was excellent. The difference between the 2 clubs, and I not necessarily the clubs, but just the associations and the way that it was played and the spirit of the game was excellent. I remember my first game at Rang was Wits telling us all, if there's an LB, give it. If you've edged it, walk, which certainly wasn't the case when I was down at Carnegie. It was pretty much just don't pay anything and don't walk and don't do nothing. So the difference has been huge. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great. I haven't been around cricket for all that long. It's only that's the first I'd played, obviously indoor a lot, but to be playing outdoor now, it's a great group of guys. The entire club, everyone gets around each other. The Saturday nights are good fun. The social functions are always good. So just even the atmosphere down there on Sunday for a little bit that we were down there for was just excellent. So it would be nice to have been involved in a couple more wins the last 2 seasons, but it hasn't diminished the times that we have on the Saturday, and we all have a bit of a laugh and can poke a bit of fun at each other, and the podcast has definitely provided a bit of that. I think some of the emotion that came out in the win on Saturday was certainly down to this, and we'll thank Nape for that later, but we won't give him too much credit on this.
I love it, mate. And somebody obviously hasn't played a lot of outdoor cricket to get the captaincy, so I guess young into your cricket career, and then able to help some of these younger guys. Part of their journey must be a big tick.
Yeah, it's been great. As I said, it was an honour to get the captaincy and to be thought of in that light. And there's a bunch of great guys around there. Gouch and Mossy and Gus and all those boys have been huge out there as well to just give a bit of guidance. Bobby out there when he's made the couple of trips down to the threes as well. Because you need that. It's not just one captain. You look at the Aussie side as well. You've got your captain out there, but it's a team leadership model really that you need everybody on the same page, just seeing things from different angles. Obviously Gouch has been great at slip when he's taken those catches, but just seeing the angles and seeing the way that it can work and just giving you a bit of that feedback as well has been huge. So it's been a big positive for the year. I've enjoyed it. It's had its moments. Obviously, it's tough when you are having to take a mop to games. But we've always had the mentality that it was going to turn around at some stage, and we had the ability in it. We just needed it to all sort of piece together in one go, and it did on the weekend, which was awesome. And I was just pumped for the entire team and everybody around it, and to see the reactions of everybody, even as we got closer to the final runs, was just enormous. So a great moment.
I love it, mate. You did touch on like a lot of indoor cricket. I'm gathering that's where did you play at? Was that at Croydon or was that elsewhere? And touch on a little bit of obviously how long you've been playing indoor.
Yeah, it's all been down at Croydon pretty much. We did move out to Ringwood for a season or two. Unfortunately, the team I played in originally, everyone sort of went off on their own separate journeys during COVID, and so that sort of disbanded and didn't happen as much. But I haven't been down there for a while, but played with a heap of them, so know a lot of those guys, Shannon and all those guys as well. So played a heap of indoor cricket. It's just good fun. It was. I always used to say it was that 1 hour during the week where you could take your dad hat off, you could take your teacher hat off, and you could just go down there and just have a bit of fun with the mates. And we'd go and talk some rubbish after the game and go through our stats and hand it to the people who'd struggled a bit or dropped a catch or done something a bit silly. But it's just a good bit of fun. Played a little bit in the Super League and all that, which is a little bit more intense, but definitely the Wednesday evenings were always good fun down there with the boys.
I love it. And Ryley, you enjoyed your time so far at Rang, mate?
Yeah, it's been good. I just wanted to follow Dad after playing for Murrabak, and yeah, it's been a good second year so far. So
perfect, mate. Do you regard yourself more of a batter or bowler?
Probably bowler, because I haven't made too many runs this year. Obviously, playing in the higher team, it's been harder playing against the quicker bowlers. But yeah, I'd say probably bowling is my stronger point.
What do you think Dad's better at?
Well, if we had to,
umpiring.
Yeah, probably umpiring, because batting and bowling and umpiring, because his batting hasn't been as good. His catching, or if I had to say about that, it'd be a 10-year story. Yeah,
I love it, mate.
probably bowling and umpiring.
I love it, mate. Well, thank
I've
you
only
to.
dropped one catch this year.
I love
though,
it, mate.
You
You see
got
something
your-
beauty there.
your-
Oh, can't catch to save yourself, mate.
Apparently.
Get him down the training, hit him a few balls.
Well, I actually did take a catch a couple of weeks ago and he missed it. He was too busy in the rooms.
I love, well, mate, if he didn't see it, it didn't happen.
No, I made sure all the boys let him know about it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Should've blamed.
I love it. Well, thank you for both of you coming on. And that also, Steve, we talked about it, and we're always going to have you on after that first win. You guys have deserved it, doing the
Needed it.
hard work. And hopefully there's many to all. Ryley, also, thanks for jumping on, mate. I hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. It's always good fun. We always enjoy jumping on and listening to Nape rant about something or other. But no, it's always good fun. And yeah, hopefully everyone out there has a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. And we'll see everyone in the new year.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ryley. Thanks, Devo. That's the rundown done for this year. We'll see you back in 2026. Catches.